Konnichiwa! Now, I've always collected games that I enjoy or have some kind of personal connection to, but lately I've decided to collect a full UK Mega Drive collection. Don't ask me why, maybe it's greed, maybe it's just some kind of insatiable need to collect everything, but I'm determined to have a significant full collection in my retro gaming collection. Join me as we take a look through my latest pickups as I try to collect a full Mega Drive collection. My name's Mike, and this is the Retro Gamer Boy Show. Welcome back to the Retro Gamer Boy Show. If you're new, why not consider subscribing by clicking on a little button down below, and apparently if you click that thumbs up button, you'll vanquish your foes. This is my Sega Mega Drive compendium, and it has every single PAL Mega Drive game in it. It's a fantastic book, and it has a load of sections in here where I can tick off if I've got the manual, the box, or the cartridge. And it's awesome just to browse through all these games that were available on the Sega Mega Drive. Many of them that I had no idea about. In this month's pickups, I actually came across a couple of games that I'd never played and never heard about just by going through my compendium here. And so, without further ado, let's check out some of these games. So we have 17 games that I've picked up off eBay this week, and all of them I've had to buy off of eBay because of the lockdown. This makes collecting Mega Drive games particularly expensive, as you usually have to pay the postage and packaging on top. And so, at a bare minimum, the cheapest games that you can buy, which are complete in box, will always cost you at around £10. That's about $13. So we're going to start off with sports games. I've got a couple of sports games here. International Rugby, I had a quick go on this. It's not too bad. If you like your rugby, it's a pretty good game. Brian Lara Cricket, again, if you're into your cricket games, there's not too many cricket games out on the Mega Drive, but it's a pretty decent attempt. I played for a little bit on it. I don't think I'll play a ton of it, but yeah, it was a pretty decent cricket game. Next we have Ms. Pac-Man, and I got this for quite a decent price. I think I got this for about £15, what's that, about $18? In pretty good condition, and the kids really enjoyed this. They'd never seen Pac-Man before, and now they got to see Ms. Pac-Man, but yeah, pretty awesome. Kombat Cars, I actually got this as a birthday present. It was my birthday recently, and this is decent. It is hard as nails. Sorry. Right, it's back in. It's hard as nails. The cartridge has survived. But yeah, really, really cool. I kind of wish there were more attacks on here. Each car has a special move that they can do, like oil slick or rockets. And I kind of feel the guys that have the rocket launcher have the advantage over the cars if you choose a car that has, say, oil slick. It's just not as great. But yeah, a lot of fun. Mega Games 1, I've been after Mega Games for a while, not because it's hard to get, just because people seem to be charging quite a bit for it nowadays, considering how readily available it is. Now this has the black and white manuals, so it was the cheap second run one. It doesn't have the 3 manuals in there, but at some point I'll swap this out and get the one that has all 3 manuals in it as well. Lemmings, I absolutely love Lemmings. Now I was exposed to Lemmings on the Amiga, and then it came out on the Mega Drive, and I picked it up when I was a kid as well. So getting this back in the collection is awesome. It's a lot of fun. If you've never played Lemmings before, you definitely have to play Lemmings. It is a fantastic game. Crackdown, now I actually mentioned this in a previous pickup video. I got this just before everything went to hell in the world, and it's been stuck in my work, but my work sent it through to me. And so I now have Crackdown in the collection. And I've not yet played it yet, and I'd not heard about it either. I have no idea if it's got any IP relation to the modern version of Crackdown, but yeah, looking forward to playing it. But look at those hairstyles. I mean, those guys are from the 70s. Toki going apespit. This I was super surprised about. I've always seen it up on the shelf, even when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, when the Mega Drive came out. And I was so taken aback by what this game is. Now on the surface it feels very much like a platformer game. You're a human, you're wife or girlfriend gets kidnapped, you get turned into this ape and you can shoot these balls out of your mouth. But when I was playing this, and as I played through the levels, I kind of realised this is a side-scrolling shmup mixed with a platforming game. You get to choose different weapons that shoot out of your mouth. You've got enemies that come across the screen vertically. You've got enemies that come up and down and bob up and down horizontally. And it feels very much like a shmup inside of a platform game. Super unique. I've never come across anything like this before, but actually a great game. It's a little visually underwhelming. You can see on the screenshots back here, lots of tonally low, dull colours, something the Mega Drive was kind of famous for. But the gameplay, brilliant. Buck Rogers, again, this is a game I mentioned in a previous pickups video. This got sent to my work. They sent it through to me, which was amazing. Thank you very much, work. This game I have been after for a long time, and it's always been not super expensive, but it's a game that's held its original price. And I managed to get it for about £20 in the end, which was brilliant, because sometimes this can go for up to 40. And this game is very much like an XCOM type game, is the best way I can explain it. It's a turn-based RPG game set in space. Earth has been destroyed and now you find yourself wandering on a ship, and I think you get to visit planets and other ships as well. But just a fantastic turn-based strategy game. Again, for me, I feel this is very much like an XCOM game. So if you love your XCOM games, this would be definitely up your street. NHL 95. Bloodshot. I am so happy to get Bloodshot. This is a game that I've been after for a couple of years, and it's always been super expensive. But recently, the price has come right down to, I think I got this for like £19. And the condition that this game is in, I just can't believe I managed to get it so cheap. It's a fantastic game. It's a first-person shooter, of which there are about like 5 on the Mega Drive, and it is brilliant. Now, my all-time favourite first-person shooter on the Mega Drive was Zero Tolerance. And this one is a close second. It's got a larger screen real estate, it feels like it runs at a faster frames per second, and there's some awesome weapons in there. Now, this front cover style that you've got here is very reminiscent of the colour palette that you'll find inside the game itself. But if you're looking for a first-person shooter on the Sega Mega Drive, then Bloodshot is a great first choice. Gunship. I enjoyed Gunship. It's got 2 aspects of Gunship. You actually fly around in this first-person cockpit view shooting down things, but there are also side-scrolling missions as well. It's a pretty decent shooter. The visuals are quite nice, but to be honest, if you've got Desert Strike or any of the Strike games, you're probably off better sticking with those. Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, not a bad beat-em-up, but nowhere near on the same level as Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. But presentation's nice, and I love the front cover. Cool Spot, used to have this in the collection. It's back in the collection now. Yep, nothing more you can say about Cool Spot. Ha-ha! Mortal Kombat 2! I got this as a birthday gift as well, and it is awesome. I love the original Mortal Kombat on the Sega Mega Drive. I remember going around to a friend's house when he first got it, and the first time he pulled off a fatality was just amazing. You never got any kind of instructions on how to do any of the moves, and as we discovered them for ourselves, we got a real sense of achievement. This game is absolutely fantastic. I love it and I can't believe I've got it back in the collection. All I have to do now is get 1 and 2 to go with it. Blockout. I had never heard of Blockout. Now if you own a Sega Mega Drive, you owe it to yourself to get Blockout. This game is genius. It's Tetris in 3D, but the control, the mechanics is just fantastic, so intuitive. It's a brilliant puzzle game, and I spent hours playing it, and I'm going to spend hours more playing this game. It is the best find I've had this month. It is a genius, super fun puzzle game. Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego. This is the sequel to Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, and I actually have the collector's edition of Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. In fact, I'm going to go get that now. So this here is the collector's edition, or I like to call it the collector's edition, and it comes with an almanac inside for Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. And so now I've got Where in Time and Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. That's that series completed in my Mega Drive collection. Awesome. And the last game I picked up, it's not going to set the world on fire, but it's a pretty decent flight sim, and that is LHX Attack Copter. Yeah, not bad. So what's next for my Sega Mega Drive collection? Well, one of the sub-collections that I've been working on is the entire EA collection on the Sega Mega Drive. I'm well over 50% complete on that, but the thing that really holds me up is some of those sports titles. Now, nothing pains me more than shelling out money for umpteen copies of Madden and FIFA, but I'm thinking I might just bite the bullet and try collect all of those EA sports titles so that they're out of the way. And then I can just focus on collecting some of the awesome games that I'm missing out on at the moment. And so don't be surprised if in my next pickups video we quickly sift through all of the EA sports titles before we get to some of the good stuff. Now, some of you have asked about the little join button that appears just below the video. Now, to be honest, all of the content on the Retro Gamer Boy channel is for free. And so all you get from joining the Retro Gamer Boy channel is a little icon that shows that you're part of this community, and that icon upgrades the longer you're here. Now, it's 99p, and to be honest, I don't actually need the money at all. If I could give this away for free, I absolutely would. But if you feel compelled or desperately want a 32 by 32 icon next to your name, then feel free and join up. Any money that does come into the channel will be putting right back into it. And so Mum, if you're listening, if you join up now and stay for a year, I may be able to buy a new t-shirt. That's it for this week's show. Hopefully you've seen something new from our Mega Drive pickups video this month. Remember, if you haven't already, you can subscribe by clicking on my little pixel head below. And so that you never miss a retro gaming update, you can click on a little bell down below. Now, we have retro gaming shows for you every Monday, but if you can't wait until then, you can check out one of these two videos over here.